Should we do one more song or not?
Let's do one more.
Okay,
Surprise us with
let's do
something.
Little Star.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
For something completely different.
Okay. What was the inspiration for this?
For which?
Little Star.
Lola.
Oh.
Otherwise known as Lourdes Maria.
Ah. How's she doing?
It's my one super sentimental song on the album.
Well, everybody should have one of them, I think.
Exactly.
And
She's doing great. She'll be here later.
She's sleeping through the
We
night.
always
She's well
we
behaved.
do Pat. Don't we do like we do a test thing on her? Like, where's Pat? Where's my engineer? Oh. Well, we always bring Lola in when we're like 3/4 of the way through the song, and if she grooves to it, then we know we're in the right place.
Is she pretty accurate about that?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Right, William? William? No, she likes to sit. She sits here and she sort of rocks out at the faders.
Oh, good. Does she fool with the controls at all? That would be interesting.
Yeah, unfortunately. Specifically, this little bank right here, she likes.
Excellent.
She always wants what she can't have.
Don't we all?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Where's Pat? He has to come in here. No hiding.
We'd like to meet all these guys, and you can introduce us to tell us which guy does.
I will.
Perhaps rate them. Yeah.
Rate them? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Well, they're going to get 10s, all of them.
Excellent.
Marius, do we have a DAT somewhere for this? Little Star? Pat, don't be hiding in the hallway.
I wouldn't hide.
Pat's our seriously shy Irish engineer.
Shy?
He's a PETA.
He's a what?
He's a PETA. William's a Vata. Marius is a Vata. I'm a PETA Vata. You're a Vata Pizza? Those are our doshas.
What language is this we're talking?
It's, you know what a dosha is?
No.
You know who Deepak Chopra is?
Yes.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
Well, he has this whole, it's based on Ayurvedic medicine.
Uh-huh.
And a dosha is like a body type.
Yeah.
It's more complicated than endomorph, ectomorph, and mesomorph. It's more like the way your personality is, the way you look, your spirit, everything. And you eat and exercise, and like your diet and everything you do is based on what your dosha is.
So
and your personality type. So.
Do you buy all of this? I mean, you're a Chopra thing.
I buy everything.
Well, no, that's not true. I mean, obviously. But.
Well, they think there's something to be learned.
I mean, he said once that he's from a land where wizards actually exist, and I thought, you know.
But they do.
Oh.
There are wizards in this room right now. Okay.
As don't we now? But I guess you're right.
No, I mean, he's talking about the world you can't see.
Oh.
And that's definitely true.
Okay. Well.
Everything you see in the world around you is only 1% of what actually exists. But we don't have to get into that conversation right now.
No.
We don't want to frighten the audience.
Let's put that off. Yeah, really.
Well, this is Pat McCarthy, my engineer.
Okay. What is
otherwise known as Pat Man.
What does Pat do?
He usually works with a cape on. He's an engineer.
But I mean, what makes him so special?
Well, he has the facade of being incredibly serene.
Oh, that can't be easy. Dude, are you enjoying this?
Yes. No, he's really good because we can all sort of go off a bit. You know, sometimes because there's a lot of people working in this room, it's a cramped space.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, feathers get ruffled, and Pat always, you know, keeps everybody calm.
Feathers get ruffled.
Yeah.
I love that. And you have no feathers left, I see.
He's the unruffler.
So these tracks seem really, really dense with stuff. Is this hard for an engineer to keep it all, like, discreet?
Discreet.
Isn't that a technical term?
Discreet.
Come on.
It comes to me pretty well arranged.
Well, okay, I guess that says it all. All right, we'll move on.
I can just turn this right around.
To whom?
To William Orbit.
Oh! Let's go over here.
William Wainwright III.
Damn little stools in the way.
Otherwise known as William Orbit.
And what has William brought to this project, Madonna?
Wow, that's a big question. Well, a certain brand of sort of madman type genius, really.
Would you say that's accurate?
I'm the last to know.
He's not very,
Talkative?
well, yes, he's rather shy. There's a lot of shy people in this room. So I don't know about this camera thing, but I think this is the first time he's actually ever had to talk to somebody while working on a project.
Oh.
So he's used to working by himself.
How's it going, this project? It's an unusual sounding Madonna record for one thing. It's an unusual sounding record altogether.
There's a few concepts I've been
Don't be nervous, William.
to introduce
We
me to
share
new
a lot
concepts.
of things in common. We like candy, we like sugar, we have cookies.
Oh, good.
These are William and my favorite cookies.
I think there's scotch and steaks to come out.
Bio waffles, and the only reason that I worked with him actually is because he promised to have a constant shipment of Cadbury chocolate shipped in from London.
I didn't know you were a chocolate fan.
Oh God, yeah,
Oh,
sugar.
wow.
We had them
Sugar is
FedEx,
my
we had them
favorite.
FedEx over first class.
Oh,
Yeah.
excellent. So what have you added to this record? It sounds unusual.
Crunch,
Crunch, bites,
bubbles.
chewiness,
Oh.
There's a lot of bubbly bits.
lots of goodness.
There is a lot of bubbly bits.
Yeah,
I noticed that.
A crunchy exterior, soft, warm interior.
Did I hear backwards guitars somewhere at one point?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that in a long time.
Really? How long?
Yeah.
Well,
This
5
is
minutes.
William's way of making the record sound good is to put everything through the Marshall.
Oh.
And
Including your
Excellent.
yeah.
So there have been some loud guitar nights. I'm trying to picture you here while they're playing the loud guitar parts.
Oh yeah. We've had loud guitar nights. We'll show you the guitar garden later.
Oh, okay. Well, can we move on to another little helper?
Okay. Let's go over here.
Oh, all right.
Marius.
Yes.
Marius Van Wyck.
Sorry to
Debris.
patronize you.
And I worked with Marius on my bedtime story record. So
This
he-
is a lot different from that, I would assume.
Yes, it is.
In what way?
The music's different. And the songs
Naturally, Marius. I know that, but I mean,
there's more sort of, I don't know, more synthesizer stuff, more interesting
more techno,
abstract sounds.
ambient
Yeah.
stuff.
Techno, yeah. I suppose it's a bit more techno, isn't it?
but it
Yeah.
doesn't seem to fall into any genre like that. It doesn't seem to fall
Well,
into
that's what's good about
a
it,
label
isn't it?
at all.
Yeah.
We don't want to fall
You
into the
don't,
genre.
you don't want to be
Of course
falling
not.
into a
Who
label.
does? Yes, I
Mhm.
just, that was a test. I'm glad you responded to it well. Yes, you did. You get a
we
10.
we set trends. We don't follow them.
Naturally, needless to say.
Exist for us.
Exactly.
Now there are others, I understand.
Yes, and we have a code of speaking to each other, right?
You talking Deepak Chopra
No.
speak? Or?
No, it's
Would you
more
like to demonstrate?
It's more like Marines, like permission to speak frankly, Master Chief.
Yes.
Oh.
Yahoo, Master Chief!
Like when you're talking, what do you say?
To disagree, Master Chief.
That's exactly what happens. We have a healthy respect for my authority.
I'll bet that comes in really handy. Who else should we talk to, Madonna?
Matt, come over here.
He's got no respect for authority.
Exactly, which is we need one rebel up against the door. William, okay. I know that shy routine.
You're free.
Matt basically is our scapegoat.
Oh. Has it been a pleasant experience for you?
When he's not talking on the phone to his girlfriend or chain smoking cigarettes,
Ooh, in California, that's not allowed.
He does a lot of patchwork.
What do you really do?
The hard stuff.
Oh, which is it all seems hard. I mean, what?
Well, I wrote the album, sang on the album. I did everything, basically.
A bunch of jokers. Okay, so all right, so you're sort of a mystery man. You're sort of a
I plug in stuff, turn up the volume, hook on microphones.
Is accurate?
And he gets food from Kookaroo Chicken.
Get food from Kookaroo.
You people are all on the edge, I
When
can tell.
we're yeah, basically when we're tired and hungry and pissed off, we look at Matt.
And they ask me pleasantly to help them out.
And
in any way they do.
You respond.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right, good.
Matt's one of those guys that we definitely couldn't make the record without, though.
Well, then
Essential.
why? Why? What is it that what's so good about you?
He's
My attitude.
He's,
Oh.
he's an underdog. He's the underdog. He's the guy that plugs in everything.
Oh.
I've got the best attitude in the music business, I'd like to say.
Well, I'm just confused about this, but I'm sure it'll become clear as we
Oh, he
go
also
forward.
types up lyrics on the computer.
Okay. Now,
That
is
comes
there,
in
is there anyone
handy.
else? I think there is.
Well, Guy O'Siri's here,
Okay,
and
Guy.
everybody knows who Guy is.
No one knows who Guy is. Guy.
Oh, please.
Well, I mean,
It's his birthday.
it's your birthday. Oh.
23,
Congratulations.
25. Oh my God.
Wow. Do you think you'll see 26 at this rate?
Yes. Looking forward to it.
Now, what has been your role in this album?
Oh, get out.
Just helpful friend.
Oh,
No,
stop being
he's
so
the guy,
general.
no,
Come
listen,
on.
He's the guy that comes in and withholds all compliments. So, we play him tracks and he says nothing and leaves, and then we have a nervous breakdown.
I guess every family needs one of those.
He's our discerning ear.
Oh.
He's made some really helpful comments.
Have you killed any tracks outright and said this just can't go?
No.
No, but he's killed some goofy ideas. He really hates those icy strings.
What other strange ideas have there been that you've sort of maneuvered away from?
I love the record. I love it.
Yes, we know that. But I mean, have there been things that you said that we just can't do this?
No, just adding a few more things or letting go of a few things.
Like, for example?
Those strings.
He hates icy strings. You know, he always, right when I think the track's done, he sort of pushes us another step further and says, maybe you should try this. And I really don't want to hear that, of course. But, and I vehemently disagree with him. And then, of course, it creeps into my brain. And then later on in the day, I'm thinking, maybe I should have done a background vocal on that. So.
And then she comes in and happily does it, right?
Yes. Yeah, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And I'm happy to report when it doesn't.
Okay, good. So is that everybody?
Yeah.
It's a trim little crew.
This is our family.
Now, where are you now? You're like 3/4 of the way through, you said?
Yeah, we've got a couple more tracks to cut. We're working on a new song today, and then we start mixing. We've mixed a few things, but we still have a lot of work to do.
This doesn't sound like anything you've done before, ever. I mean, was that conscious? We want to do, like, some record that doesn't sound like it's ever
No,
been done?
my goal was to just work on a record that I wanted to listen to all the time, and I've been a huge fan of William Orbit's for a long time. He's done remixes for me, so I really was anxious to work with him, and Marius also. I worked with him on my last record, and there are certain kinds of records that I always listen to. Most of them come from England, a few from France, and it's a certain kind of a sound. I can't describe it. And the only way to get that sound is to work with the people that make those records. So here we are.
No, all right.
Yeah, I can't really describe it, and it's not really anything.
Well, it's very computerized, I would say. No.
There's a lot of synth stuff, but there's actually a lot of electric guitar stuff. Something I haven't used on records for a really long time. So that's not necessarily true. That it's all computerized.
Probably eludes precise definition.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to say here.
Yeah.
Would you? Are you going to be doing any vocals? Could you play something for us or sing something? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I can sing what we're working on today.
Okay.
I already played stuff for you.
No, but I mean, like, sit down and play.
Me play? A musician?
Does she play?
Oh, God, no. No,
Who's the guitar?
Oh, God.
Really?
I don't
if
play.
I had a hammer.
Listen, all my...
Really?
All my ideas are in my head.
Ah. But you play a little bit.
Like everyone else.
I think Madonna's...
I'm a musician.
You're missing out your production as well, because this is definitely a very full-on production for Madonna as well. I think it's important to mention that, because I mean, that's what I do for a living, and I'm learning a lot of production techniques off of you, which I hadn't figured I was going to do coming into this project.
I'm more instinctual. I don't really. I just say what sounds good, feels good.
You don't waste a lot of time thinking.
I'm not a musician at all in that respect. I'm not a trained musician, so maybe that comes in handy, because there are no rules. So I guess you guys were going to do Skin.
Okay.
Right? That's the name of the song we're working on today. But I don't think we want to go with the harmony route right now.
Did you change the name of that song?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, what was it called before?
Never mind.
Well, I wouldn't tell anybody. I just wondered.
It was stupid.
So this is the...
This is the lounge area. It's different from the other lounge area.
What goes on in here?
Matt usually calls his girlfriend in here.
Oh.
Matt can usually be found on that phone. And sometimes we do some computer work in there, Pro Tool stuff. This is the guitar garden.
Oh. Now, which one is your, if I had a hammer guitar here?
Listen, I really don't play the guitar. These are all Williams guitars.
Oh.
And he goes insane in here, okay?
Wow.
I know nothing about any of them.
All right, so
we
that's
just put them
Guitarville.
through a Marshall. That's all I know. And here's this is my little garden.
Okay, and this is, I see you have here a lot of tea.
My ginseng tea. See?
Somebody
came in here and set decorated it, you see. Sunflowers. Isn't that sweet?
Sweet.
Studio
I always picture this being like an enclosed booth sort of situation, but I guess that's...
sometimes they have that, but I don't like that.
Oh.
We like accessibility.
Do you arrive in the studio with all this stuff just done?
What?
Do you arrive in the studio with the songs just done? These are the chord progressions, this is the melody, and then they just build the effects in, or do you
we just
write the songs in here too?
Sometimes this song I've definitely been writing as we go along. We kind of saved this for last because it was very rough.
Yeah.
And it's been a kind of, I have an idea, they have an idea. They put stuff on the track that inspires me. I lay a rough buckle down, that inspires them. And today actually we really start getting into the real vocal arrangement.
Are there like little Moroccan horns in there somewhere
or
something?
Fortunately, Marius went to Morocco with his family and recorded people in the markets. I'm talking about you, Marius. Isn't that what you did? If you listen carefully, you can hear his son in the background going, "Daddy, this is so boring."
Like kids all over the world. So you said you had a dream about the album. It was what?
Oh, you guys better turn off the sound in there. Huh? Now you can't.
Okay.
It's very hot in here. So the dream I had last night was, okay, I was in an art class, right? It was like a painting class, like in a fine arts type of school situation. And there was a teacher walking around with a white coat, and everybody was painting away on their canvases, and I was sitting there without a canvas. But for some reason in my mind, I was the canvas. Okay, like I didn't have a canvas, and I felt very self-conscious. And then the class decided that they were all going to talk about my new record. And suddenly everybody was going, "Are you sure you've written enough songs? And are you sure you did a good job on the vocals?" Suddenly everybody started piping in and giving me their comments and telling me, like basically making me doubt what I've done. And then the teacher got up on the podium and he said, "Well, are you sure you have some hit singles?"
So you're in hell, essentially.
Basically. And I started crying. This is a real dream. I really had this. And I said, "I don't care if I have hit singles. It's art." But no, I didn't say it's art. I said, "It comes from my heart." That's what I said. It comes from my heart. And then this girl came up to me and she said, girl that was in the class, and she said, I'm going to paint the way you feel." And she painted a clown face on me, a clown face that was crying onto my face, like I was the canvas.
Yeah.
Totally. I know this sounds really corny, but it's totally true, and I'm sure. And so my face became a crying clown, and then I actually really started crying because I became my canvas, which is what songwriting is, really. And then I woke up, and I know it's a total anxiety dream because sometimes I just go, "Oh God, what have I done?" Not really, it's different than what I've done, and I love it, but, it's that whole artist second-guessing stuff that you really shouldn't spend too much time doing.
Well, especially when you're doing something new here, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, not everybody's going to like it, but
you press ahead.
But
anyway.
I like it.
You press ahead anyway, right?
Yeah.
You're not intimidated by your dreams or anything.
Oh, no. No, well, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here experimenting.
It's almost psychedelic, dare I say.
Yeah. Drug music without drugs.
Yeah. Is that possible? Well, I guess it is.
None of us are on anything. It's possible if you have really free people.
Yeah.
Because ultimately that's what drugs do. They free your mind and give you the feeling like you have, no inhibitions. You can go anywhere.
Did you ever have a drug period where you did like LSD or anything like that?
No.
Classic? Nothing at all?
No.
Wow.
No, I missed out on the whole drug thing.
So you're just in touch with your inner whatever? And
my inner self?
Yes.
Well, I'd like to think I am. I mean, I've come a long way. I used to think I was in touch with my inner self, and then I realized that was my inner ego.
What's the difference?
Because the ego is all, gratification for yourself alone. It's not very much sharing and kindness and generosity.
So does this have anything to do with having children? Because children, of course, put something in your life that gives you something else to live for besides yourself.
It has a lot to do with that. I mean, I think probably having her set me off on a new way of thinking, and then just gone down a different road, period. And good for it. It was very good for me too, because then the writing of this record and the working on it, where I was going allowed me to be much more free and experimental.
Yeah. It's great to hear this dance music again, which you haven't done in way too long, frankly.
Yeah, I know. Well, I feel energized.
Yeah. I mean, do you still go out and dance? Do you still go out to clubs and stuff?
I do when I'm in Miami. There's really no club life in Los Angeles, which is just as well because I have work to do.
Yeah, true. Have you heard, I have to tell you this, have you heard the Janet Jackson record by any chance?
This new single? The Joni Mitchell thing?
Well, the whole album is there's all this, there are photos that are sort of from the sex book phase. I mean,
Of me?
No, not of you, but she's little bondage shots and sort of basement of the vault shots and stuff like that. And it's very sort of like 5 years ago.
Every girl has to go there.
It's so bizarre to hear that now.
Yeah.
But you probably won't be hearing that record anyway.
No, I will as soon as I get a chance to. I don't really buy that many American records.
You said you were listening to French records. What French records are you listening to?
Well, DJ Dimitri's got this really cool record out called Sacré Bleu. And then there's another French guy called DJ Cam, then Daft Punk.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard of them. There's a lot of good stuff coming out of Paris, which is pretty unusual, and then mostly English artists.
Yeah. Why isn't stuff like that happening here, do you suppose?
Because there's a different premium placed on being creative in America, I mean in Europe, than there is here. The premium here is based on selling. You know, there's a competition to sell in America. There's a competition in Europe, especially England, to be creative. So, and I think that gives people a lot more freedom.
Yeah. So, are you going to be, have you got these songs lined up the way they'll be on the album? Have you decided how it's going to start off?
No idea. No idea. You know, I kind of like the idea of setting up the record with that first song I played for you.
Yeah.
Just because it sort of sets the tone of where my head is at, in a way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I may change my mind.
Well, I'm sure you probably will change.
Which is a woman's prerogative.
Of course, naturally. Yeah. What is the rest of the album like? I mean, there are how many songs? 13, something like that?
14.
14.
But I'll only put 13 on because 13's a lucky number.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't know that. How is it a lucky number?
13 is the age when, that's why boys get bar mitzvahed at the age of 13, by the way. It's the age when the soul gets completely, like, sort of solidified in your bodies. When you come into your own.
Is this one of those Kabbalah things?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it is.
So you've been doing some spiritual searching.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a party, like a Kabbalah party in New York? I saw that there was like an invitation of some sort, didn't you?
In New York? No. I had a cocktail party.
A Kabbalah cocktail party?
Kabbalah.
Kabbalah, sorry.
Yeah. Well, Kabbalah if you're Israeli, I guess.
Now, how did you become involved in this?
A girlfriend of mine was going all the time and to these classes. They're classes. It's the Kabbalah Learning Center. And basically the Kabbalah is the mystical interpretation of the New Testament. And she kept telling me about this really charismatic rabbi named Eitan who told these great stories, and she kept going on and on about it, and you know, and I said, listen, Susan, I'm not even Jewish. Why are you telling me these things? You know, and she's like, you don't have to be Jewish. Just come and take a study, and if you like it, well, you like it. If you don't, leave. So I did. And this is taking some Kabbalah classes.
Really?
It's really great. It's really great.
And what have you gotten out of it?
What I've gotten out of it? Listen, I couldn't get into it on a, in a 2-second sort of glib interview, but I mean, the thing about the Kabbalah is that there's similarities in the Kabbalah the Kabbalah has similarities with, say, Buddhism. The whole idea of cause and effect, and for every action there's a reaction, and that you absolutely are the master of your destiny, and that you have to take responsibility for the chaos in your life. You can't go around saying, oh, this happened to me, and this happened to me, and I'm a victim, and this happened to me. It's like you pull in what you put out, basically. And if you want to have goodness in your life, then you have to give it. Positivity, whatever. And I'm sure you've heard those concepts before.
Acting on them is the hard part, I would imagine.
Yeah, well, the thing about the Kabbalah is they kind of give you tools, like everyday tools to sort of deal with it. And you also get a history lesson, too. So it's really fascinating.
And when you come into the studio for the first day, what do you have with you, tapes or? The
first day?
Yeah, like the first day you come in and say, these are the songs we're going to do.
No, well, first I choose the producers I'm going to work with, and I sit with them, and I play all my songs that I've been writing, and we talk about concepts.
How do you play them?
That. I go and I write with different musicians. I wrote with Pat Leonard. I wrote with Rick Knowles. I wrote with William Orbit, and we write all the songs together in like a demo studio, and we make a really cheesy demo. And then
you have the lyrics, right? And you have the melody, and
sometimes I don't. Sometimes I hear a snippet of music, and that will inspire me. Sometimes there's a couple of songs that I keep a diary, and I write in it, and I write poetry and stuff, and I just take a snapshot of that, and I kind of rearrange it into a song.
And they just build up in the studio then at that point.
Yeah, but then the other thing is, after we've been working and we have no inhibitions around each other anymore, we get a flow going, then we kind of get into creating stuff and just fooling around. And William's so cool that way. He's like super experimental, and he'll just start fooling around in the studio and coming with really great sounds, and we'll be working on something else, and we'll just go, okay, hold that, throw that, and tape that, and that will inspire something. And It's been really fun. I've never had so much fun really working on it. Never felt so free to experiment. And
yeah, I mean, some of it sounds like a big starfall in the sky or something. There's just so much going on up there, you know?
Yeah.
So when this is done, and when the record finally comes out, it's been a long time since you toured.
Yes,
touring again,
you know what? I really want to tour with this record because I just like love it. It has so much cool energy, and it would be great. If I have to sing like a virgin, I'm going to kill myself.
Well, you don't have to do that. Because, you know.
I know. I don't even want to sing Vogue. You know what I mean? It's like, I feel like that's like 100 years away from me. So.
What do you think? Do you feel that you're like less sort of ego-driven?
No, I mean, no, please.
Or is it
I
more
am
mundane
not
than that?
Mother Teresa. Okay. No, but I just songs are like they're like tattoos. You know what I mean? It's like they represent a time in your life, and if you've really moved on, it's hard to go back there and sing it with feeling.
Yeah. Can you go out on the road and just do the new album?
I'd like to. I don't know if I could do that.
Who would stop you?
Nobody.
Nobody. Well,
Kurt.
there.